All right, welcome in, you guys. I'm going to do a reading for all my Aries for the next 7 to 10 days. So let's take a look and see what that's going to be all about. All right, let's see. Let me put in the chat here. Reading for Aries. Oops, I could type. Reading for Aries. All right, as always, please welcome in, welcome in. If you stick around and you want a question answered at the end of the reading, put it in the chat. And, and if I have time, I'll see if I can get to it. All right, but for now, we are reading for Aries for the next 7 to 10 days. And Aries, your thumbnail, I'm using Kipper. We have this male, this main male, and then we have, look, it came out again. I feel like some Aries out there, male or female, you are dealing with a male energy. And I wonder whether you're struggling with them, because they come out as this very mature person on that thumbnail, right? Let me see if I can find it. I've been shuffling the cards, but this card just flew out, and it flew out upside down, which, incidentally, I happen, if you care, I had looked at the bottom of the deck when I first, took the picture of the thumbnail, and this was at the bottom, so now it flew out. So I just feel like somebody out there, some Aries out there, is dealing with, a guy who maybe, sometimes is emotionally immature. Maybe you're struggling with their sense of maturity. There's just this energy around them that I think, there's two sides of them, because they come out, as, pretty, solid and mature, and like they know what they're doing. But then I think there's another side to them. And I think you're starting to see that. And the next card that I have coming up for you is the marriage card coming in reverse. Oh, and there's that mature man. All right, so the story is very clear now. So I feel like, yeah, here's this person. Sometimes, I feel like you see them like they're really, really solid and grounded. And then other times I think you look at them and you question their level of maturity. Like, are they really ready for a relationship? Are they really ready for marriage? So some of you, I feel, are really questioning that. And it could be, you're talking about maybe moving in, because I do see this house card coming up as well. So anyway, that's what I'm picking up for some Aries out there. You're dead. You're not dead. You just sent me a text. All right, let's see what's going on, you guys. I'm just, reading into the chat here. All right, you guys, welcome in. What are Capricorns? Capricorns are earth signs. They are the goat or the sea goat. I like Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. Anyway, let's see what's going on for all of my Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. If you are maybe a North Node Aries, let's see what's going on. Neptune right now is moving into Aries. So, yeah, that hasn't happened in 165 years. So it's a big deal, all right? Because we are truly in times of war and peace, and we have to choose, where do we want to be, So we got to... A lot of us are going to be challenged over the next few years. But let's see what's going on for all of my Aries for the next 7 to 10 days. Grateful, thankful for the messages, always. First card out for you is the Four of Cups coming in reversed. All right, Four of Cups coming in reverse. A little unsettled energy around a situation with love. I think, there's this part of you that's not sure whether or not, you want to make up again. I feel like, you've been in and out with this person, because we already have 3 cups in front of you, right? And now you're sitting here wondering whether or not you really want to make up. Maybe some of you guys broke up, and now you're wondering whether you really want to make up with that 7 of Swords. I feel like this energy here, there's been a lot of stuff that's come up that hasn't dealt with core issues, and maybe that's been what has been really bothering you. They talk about everything, or they do everything except what it is you really want them, or what you need from them. But let's see what else we have. We have the 9 of Cups coming out above you. I like that. This isn't over, all right? If you had a tiff with someone, your person, all right, and you're struggling right now, I do see resolution. This beautiful yellow back here. We have this yellow above you with this 9 of Cups. I feel, as if, you know what you want, all right? And you know what you want in a person. So let's see what this is all about, all right? Because in the recent past, Aries, you're coming up as the Magician, all right? So again, more bright yellow energy. I mean, this is everything you wanted. Maybe things were going really, really good and things were really being manifest, but there was something off, because, there was, as good as things were going, there was something that was not right, because I feel like maybe your person wasn't always being honest with you. Maybe they weren't always, you know, telling you exactly how they were feeling. Like they were just kind of going along with you. I just feel as if there was just some kind of a disconnect between you and your person to get you to a point where now, you know, you're not near as happy as you used to be. Right? So, but you know, it's not over. I mean, here we have the World card here. It's at the base. You know, you don't really want it to end, but I think you need it to change. Right? Because you're dealing with an energy of someone here, King of Cups, probably very, very kind, very, you know, has really great intentions, very warm, very caring, but I feel like they don't always see what you're doing, all right? Because, you know, you're over here trying to make everything work, and I think you question whether or not they really see that. You know, because, you know, you're tired of trying to, you know, make it all happen on your own. If this is a teamwork effort, you know, you might as well be on your own if this is the Nine of Cups. But you're trying to manifest something, all right? You were trying to make something happen with someone, and there's a hiccup. All right, so I don't feel like it's over, and I feel like it has to deal with this male figure that came up at the very beginning of the reading. Now, this male figure shows himself to be as the Emperor reversed, all right? So I think this is where you get a little confused, and it goes back to the very beginning of your reading. You know, sometimes this guy comes off as if he's really mature and he's really, really great. And then other times he turns into this Emperor reversed of where he's really controlling, really difficult. Where did you come from? Go away, you know, kind of energy. So, yeah, I mean, this is what it needs to end. I mean, you're not happy with this. Here you are. Final outcome, you are the Queen of Wands, all right? You come out in your own reading really clear, all right? This is confident. This is clear. This is you seeing what makes you happy, right? You've got the sunflower, all right? And if this person is doing something that is keeping you from this happiness, or will keep you from your happiness, I think you wonder whether or not this has long-lasting potential between you and them. Because there has been an issue here with this Ten of Swords where somebody has hurt you. Not once, not twice, a few times, right? Because here we're back again with these Four of Cups. Right? We used to be happy. When we're happy, but when we're not, we're not. And then I think it gets ugly. You know, it's like when we're really great, but when it gets ugly, it gets so ugly that it leaves you very unsettled. Four of Swords. And there's already been history of, you know, disappointment and past hurt, especially within the structure of this whole relationship. Because we got the Four of Swords, all right? This follows that Three of Swords. Something happened, something hurt you, all right? And then we have this Four of Cups, all right? You're like, you know, but it didn't happen once. It happened a few times. And now, you know, do you really want to keep this going or not? I mean, you're on that fence of, is this my potential forever or not? I mean, you don't want to see it end, but also, you know, you want to be happy, right? So I feel like at this point, there is a situation between the two of you that needs to stop. That Ten of Swords says this needs to stop. This is what, and I really need this to stop, all right? If I'm going to be with this person and we're going to be happy, I need whatever it is that they are doing or that's going on to stop because it's hurting you. And it questions whether or not you guys could really have a future together. And I think that's where you're sitting right now with this Four of Swords. It's like, can we get past this? Can we move past the hurt, the past, the pain, the control issues? Because I feel as if, you know, Aries, you know, you're a very dominating sign. And if you're dealing with someone who has met your match, you know, and they're fighting you back, or maybe somebody who, you know, doesn't see that and tries to fight you and tries to step on top of you, you don't like that. You're going to fight even harder. But I feel as if, you know, you want to let go of the heaviness that you're carrying around this situation. Because there's something that they do that really bothers you. You know, and again, I feel as if on one point, you know, your person is very, very mature. But then on the other side, they turn into this person of like, and you're like, who are you? I didn't invite you in to come into this relationship. So really, the polarity of this relationship, I think, is what you're really struggling with. And, you know, you don't want to carry this burden. You don't want this weight. You know, you don't want to feel bad. You know, you want to be happy. And if you need to be happy and there's something that this person is doing and you don't want this to end, You know, because it could end, once it ends, it's going to end bad. And I think you know that. And you don't want it to end. You want to fix it. You have a wish. There's something you want. But I got to tell you something else that's really kind of glaring at me in this reading. This Nine of Cups is not the Ten of Cups. So I want you to really think about that, Aries, okay? Because this is a wish that you get, all right? And you're dealing with somebody who I think when it works, you know, but when it doesn't work, you know, you're like, I just don't know where this is coming from, you know. But here with this Nine of Cups, you know, maybe there's a part of you, Aries, that doesn't really want to be with them. You know, that you would rather just be on your own. You're okay single. You're okay on your own. So, yeah, there's this need for you to really look at the structure. I want to say, really look at like the structure of this relationship, you know. The root, all right, do we got good roots, you know, all right. Pop out of the ground, you know, like how is our trunk, you know, is this person, are they solid? All right, and this is where I feel your person sways. You know, it's like sometimes they're solid and sometimes they're not, and you need them to be solid all the time. I mean, you know, we can't always be there for the other, but you know, I mean, this is where vulnerability becomes strength, right? Anyway, I just feel as if you are really struggling with this person, Aries, and you know, you just need to really work it out with them, you know, because if you don't want it to end, really think about that, because that Nine of Cups kind of told me maybe you're okay if it did end it. But it's on you, and this is where we're at. Solar eclipse, male energy. All right, so yeah, either this is going to fly with you, or either it's going to work or it's not, Aries. But I feel as if this is that glaring kind of issue that comes up that bothers you about your person. And it's one that you can't avoid, you know. So it's making you stop and think this week. That is for sure. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Aries. I hope this resonated with someone out there. Please, as always, take what works, leave what doesn't. Don't forget to hit that like button. There's quite a few of you in the chat. Welcome in. Hit that like button right there. Like, comment, share, subscribe. All that good stuff really makes a difference to my channel. And I'd love to see my channel continue to grow. So help me make it grow. Hey, listen, you guys, I'm going to burn a little bit of cedar here, clear the energies. Look at some of the questions coming in. And see what the cards have to say for all you guys today. All right, so again, don't forget to hit that like button. There's only one like, and that was mine, so hit that like button. All right, you are cozy. Are you still in here? Vaznath. You're buying Neela Infrastructure Ltd. Shares downside. Please pushing, please push. All right, let's see, Vaznath. Priya, welcome in. How are you? Nice to see you. All right, since it's just you guys, you two, I'll pull first cards. I'm pulling from a crazy deck, okay? This is called the Shuffle Tarot. And, you know, for example, we have the Queen. She's sitting here in the suit of the High Priestess. So the High Priestess has taken the seat of the Queen. So this is what I mean by a shuffle. A shuffle, a shuffle. All right, let's see what's going on for Vaznath. We want to know about this share. Where is it going? Where is this going? Up, down? Tell me where this infrastructure with LTD is going. All right, listen, we've got the Five of Swords. Oh, the Five of Wands, Ace of Wands. Listen, I feel as if right now the situation looks like there's, you know, one person or one entity or something that's keeping it from being able to move forward. But I do see that once it does, it is going to produce. Look at the fruit. It's already producing. Now, I feel like you know, you need to just be ready. Because here you have 5 swords. You need to be ready to fight. But I do feel like, you know, this would be worth the fight. There's definitely going to be some big change. Because we have 2 5s there with that Ace of Wands. I feel like you're in the position seat of where if you play your cards right, you will win. Right, bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you gotta be really, really clear. So push it, you know. I feel as if, you know, Vaznath, that, you know, overall there is some energy that is trying to hold it back from moving forward. And that's where I see you coming in. Do you see how prepared you are? As long as you know that there is something going to try to push it back, you know, they're going to try to push it back, because I feel greed here, a lot of greed. You know, whatever it is that they're after. And by them holding back, they win in some regard. So, yeah, touchy situation. Yeah, there's greed. Look at the greed. Right? 7 of coins. Somebody trying to take the money. Just stay on top of it. Because you're the man, you know, you're ready for a fight is what I see with you, Vasna. Priya. Oh, welcome in, Priya. All right, let's see. When is Swarnim? Swarnim, is that how you say it? My apologies. Oh, here comes a card, came flying out. We have the 2 of Cups. Listen, this ship has sailed. You know, I feel as if, you know, this person is choosing a cup. And when are they going to talk to you? You know, I just don't have a good feeling about it. I don't have a good feeling about it. I feel as if they've made their choice and they're sticking with it. And then the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Swords. I mean, you've been walking with this. This is heavy. I would let it go. Honestly, I would let it go. Look, the Hermit. Look at you. You're coming out all wounded, Priya. Look how hurt you are in this situation. And left alone. So I feel as if, you know, I wouldn't wait for him to talk to you. That's what Granny says to you, Priya. So listen, there's a few people in the house. Anybody have a question? Hiding up there in the chat. Yeah, this is a crazy relationship you have with this Swarnim. But I wouldn't, listen, I don't think it's your true love. I have to tell you, I'm just not feeling it. All right, listen, you guys, I'm going to pop off, take a little break, come back. I'm going to do a reading for Taurus. So if you are a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign, come back in just a few minutes and I will do a reading for the next 7 to 10 days. As always, take what works, leave what doesn't. I'll see you all later. All right, until then, be well. Bye now.